Instagram, um, YouTube, and Facebook. How y'all doing out there? Happy World's AIDS Happy World's AIDS Day, by the way, which is the which is today. I know today is December 1st, but it's World's AIDS Day also. So, how y'all doing this evening, everyone? Me, I'm doing all right, but I'm not feeling these pics of Biden's cabinet. I'm not feeling that at all because the reason I saying this because it's scared. He hired the scariest people who've been in the Obama administration before, and he also hired some of the people who used to be in the Trump administration. You know what I mean? So I'm going to play a clip, and I'm going to play a clip of Neera Tandan. Let me tell you a little bit about Neera Tandan. Neera Tandan is the president of CAP, which is the acronym for Center for American Progress. But she is not a progressive. She's a goddamn she's a goddamn evil witch. You know what I mean? She tends to care about progress, but she doesn't. Her staffers do. You know what I mean? Because I find out her staff, at least her staffers, I mean, not all, but it could be some staffers that helps people with disabilities. You know what I mean? But she don't care about she don't care about nobody in this world but herself. Because she's all for she's the reason she's the reason she wants Social Security to be cut from seniors and people with disabilities like myself. She's the reason that Joe Biden wants to cut Social Security. And not only that, she not only Joe Biden, not only Joe Biden agrees with her, Mitch McConnell agrees with her, Chuck Grassley agrees with her, even Donald Trump agrees with her. Because truth be told, they all friends with one another. Near Tendon and Biden, Trump, everybody are all friends with one another. That most likely like to be against, wants to be definitely against us, okay? So if I could be mad about this, so can y'all. But if y'all not mad about this, that's fine. I'm not going to force y'all to be mad about this. Because I found out food insecurity has been here. Food insecurity has been here. But it's going to get worse. Food insecurity is going to be worse. Even the eviction moratorium is going to be worse if Congress don't ever think about fixing this problem in order for each of us keep stay in our homes. You know what I mean? Because so far, I was going to say 30 days, but so far it's going to be 29 days, 1 hour and a quarter, 1 hour and a quarter left in order for us to see if we can stay in our homes. But Congress needs to do something about these protections, because this outgoing administration doesn't like to see us to have protections. And I don't know, the next administration, which is Biden, I don't know if him and his administration going to roll it back in place. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I mean, every president, we have in the last 40 freaking years, they all crooks. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna play a clip of George Carlin later. But as of right now, I'm gonna play this clip of what her answer is. You know what I mean? So bear with me. See, the one to my right is Neera Tandan. This is Neera Tandan, the evil witch who's going to serve in Biden's administration. So I'm gonna play it.
Well, I think a lot of progressives are very worried about the level of cuts that this deal offers. It has, basically $2 trillion in domestic cuts with no revenue on the table at the moment. There's hope for the bipartisan commission to actually act sensibly and do what most economists and most experts and the American people want, which is to add revenue that brings everyone into this and ensures that those who have done the most well in this economy are actually also just part of the solution.
Do you feel like $2 trillion in spending cuts over the next 10 years is enough, especially when, and I think a lot of people don't understand this, we're not talking about cutting spending from the level it is today. We're talking about cutting projected spending increases going forward to the next decade. When you look at it, it seems fairly minuscule.
Well, I think these are amongst the largest that we have made in programs in decades.
That's the problem.
I think that the challenge is, I guess that's a particular perspective. I would say that in an economy that isn't producing jobs where we need them and isn't growing where we need them, the idea that we're going to take money out of the economy at the moment, we're going to do things that are stimulative, is a real concern to a lot of people. And let's just be clear about what these programs are. People think about this as just wasted government spending. This education programs, this is medical research. These are a variety of programs that actually serve the American people.
Can you understand?
And I think that at the end of the day, a lot of people are anxious that this wasn't a balanced approach that didn't involve everyone coming to the table, and that it has. And I'm hopeful that the commission itself will actually provide that balance.
We're looking there at total federal debt, which is going to continue to grow quickly, even with these cuts. Can you understand when the president talks about an American family gathered around the kitchen table doing its budget, we want to think the U.S. government's acting the same way. But if you only cut projected spending going forward, nobody at home plans like that. So how come the government gets to?
Well, I think actually people do plan on, you have higher great rates of spending. You spend more year after year after year. Families expect to spend more year after year after year. The idea that we're only looking at this as the way government is growing and not saying, there's ways that the government spends money. We give giant tax breaks to people, and those things need to be part of the solution. And the fact that they aren't is just showing that the Republicans were willing to basically risk the economy to have their way, and Democrats are willing to try and have a solution. And I think that's why many of them will vote this plan.
Neera, we will definitely be asking Republicans.
All right. That was from back in 2006, I believe. But it's my way. What I'm saying is that woman, Neera Tandan, she is very horrible. She know damn well, to me, in my opinion, she know damn well she's down with Mitch McConnell. She's down with Trump. She's down with Biden. She's down with all these corporate. She's down with all these corporate politicians who really wants to cut Social Security and Medicaid and Medicare from people like me who has a disability and senior citizens. So my advice to y'all is don't trust Biden 100%. Because Joe Biden is going to listen to her. He ain't going to listen. Joe Biden's going to listen to her and the rest of the corporate hacks he hired. You know what I mean? Because this is why I be telling myself it's not going to be safe. It's not going to be very safe. The only way this country be safe if Bernie Sanders was in the White House. But her and the rest of the corporate media, her and the rest of corporations cheated Bernie. You know what I mean?
Nearly 80 million people around the world have had to flee war and disasters. They've been forced to leave their homes and leave behind.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
All right, guys, bear with me. I want you guys to listen. I want you guys to listen what the late George Carlin said, okay? You know what I mean? Because this is why I keep mentioning us working class to low income people always fighting all the time. You know what I mean? So, and we really should not, like I keep saying, We should not really fight each other. We should not really fight each other. That's what capitalism and capitalism/corruption likes to see us do to each other. You know what I mean? So allow me to play that clip.
Some people are really fucking stupid. Did you ever notice that? How many really stupid people you run into during the day? God damn, there's a lot of stupid bastards walking around. Carry a little pad and pencil with you. You wind up with 30 or 40 names by the end of the day. Look at it this way. Think of how stupid the average person is, and then realize half of them are stupider than that. And it doesn't take you very long to spot one of them, does it? Take you 8 seconds. You'll be listening to some guy. You say, this guy is fucking stupid. You can say what you want about this country, and I love this place. I love the freedoms we used to have. I love that. I love it when it didn't take a fucking catastrophe to get us to care for one another. I love the fact that we're on camera all the time from all angles. But you know what? You can say what you want about America. And I say I love this place. I wouldn't have it any other way. Wouldn't live it any other time in history in that place. But say what you want about America, land of the free, home of the brave. We got some dumb-ass motherfuckers floating around this country. Dumb-ass motherfuckers. You know? These people are efficient, professional, compulsive consumers. It's their civic duty. Consumption. It's the new national pastime. Fuck baseball. It's consumption. The only true, lasting American value that's left, buying things. Buying things. People spending money they don't have on things they don't need. Money they don't have on things they don't need. So they can max out their credit cards and spend the rest of their lives paying 18% interest on something that costs $12.50. And they didn't like it when they got it home anyway. Not too bright, folks. Not too fucking bright. But if you talk to one of them about this, if you isolate one of them, you sit them down rationally, you talk to them about the low IQs and the dumb behavior and the bad decisions, right away they start talking about education. That's the big answer to everything. Education. They say we need more money for education. We need more books, more teachers, more classrooms, more schools. We need more testing for the kids. You say to them, well, you know, we've tried all of that, and the kids still can't pass the test. So, don't you worry about that. We're going to lower the passing grades. That's what they do in a lot of these schools now. They lower the passing grades so more kids can pass. More kids pass, the school looks good, everybody's happy, the IQ of the country slips another 2 or 3 points, and pretty soon all you'll need to get into college is a fucking pencil. Got a pencil? Get the fuck in there. It's physics. Then everyone wonders why 17 other countries graduate more scientists than we do. They living in a coast-to-coast shopping mall? Well, they think it's just fucking dandy. They think it is cool as can be because Americans love the mall. They love the mall. That's where they get to satisfy their 2 most prominent addictions at the same time, shopping and eating. Millions of semi-conscious Americans, day after day, shuffling through the malls, shopping and eating, especially eating. Americans love to eat. They are fatally attracted to the slow death of fast food. Folks, living in this country, you're bound to know that every time you're exposed to advertising, you realize once again that America's leading.
A veces damos por sentadas las cosas más importantes, como tomarnos un tiempo para nosotros.
Industry. The most profitable business is still the manufacture, packaging, distribution, and marketing of bullshit. High quality, grade A, prime cut, pure American bullshit. And the sad part is that most people seem to have been indoctrinated to believe that bullshit only comes from certain places, certain sources, advertising, politics, salesmen. Not true. Bullshit is everywhere. Bullshit's rampant. Parents are full of shit. Teachers are full of shit. Clergymen are full of shit. And law enforcement people are full of shit. This entire country is completely full of shit and always has been. From the Declaration of Independence to the Constitution to the Star-Spangled Banner, it's still nothing more than one big steaming pile of red, white, and blue, all American bullshit. Because think of how we started. Think of that. This founded by a group of slave owners who told us all men are created equal. Oh, yeah, all men, except for Indians and niggers and women, right? Always like to use that authentic American language. This was a small group of unelected white male landholding slave owners who also suggested their class be the only one allowed to vote. Now, that is what's known as being stunningly and embarrassingly full of shit. And I think Americans really show their ignorance when they say they want their politicians to be honest. What are these fucking cretins talking about? Tell the truth. Don't be bullshitting people. Like I say, there's enough bullshit as it is. There's enough bullshit as it is. In fact, there's just enough. Did you know that? There's just enough bullshit to hold things together in this country. Bullshit is the glue that binds us as a nation. Where would we be without our safe, familiar American bullshit? Land of the free, home of the American dream. All men are equal. Justice is blind. The press is free. Your vote counts. Business is honest. The good guys win. The police are on your side. God is watching you. Your standard of living will never decline. And everything is going to be just fine. The official national bullshit story. I call it the okie doke. That's what they do with that kind of stuff. They put it in the heads of kids. They pound it in there because they know kids are too young to be able to mount a sophisticated argument against these kind of ideas. And so kids, and up to a certain age, by the way, kids are going to believe everything a grown-up, everything. So kids never learn to question things. Nobody questions things in this country anymore. Nobody questions things. Why? People are too fat and happy. People are way too fucking prosperous for their own good. Everyone's got a cell phone that'll make pancakes and rub their balls now, you know? So nobody wants to rock the boat. And people just gizmo. Americans have been silenced, bought off and silenced by gizmos and toys. And as a result, no one's ever learned to question things. No one questions things. No one questions things. Here. War, disease, death, destruction, hunger, filth, poverty, torture, crime, corruption, and the ice capades. Something is definitely wrong. Things that are pissing me off, because I don't have pet peeves. I have major psychotic fucking hatreds, okay? And it makes the world a lot easier to sort out. You know what would be great for a guy like me? Just to be in a coma. Huh? Wouldn't that be great? Nothing to do all day. You just crap out and breathe through a fucking tube. It feeds you through a tube. There's nothing to do. Whoa, you talk about being a couch potato. That's it, man. No phone calls coming in. Nobody dropping by unexpectedly. And if they do drop by, you're completely unaware of it. Because you're in a fucking coma. And you're practically clinically dead. And you don't have to listen to it.
There's a elite group of fast-growing Instagrammers who are leveraging the power of a proven path to seven-figure success.
Their stupid shit can be blamed on the baby boomers. Something else I'm a little tired of hearing about. The baby boomers. Whiny, narcissistic, self-indulgent people with a simple philosophy. Give me that, it's mine! Give me that, it's mine! These people were given everything. Everything was handed to them. And they took it all. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And they stayed loaded for 20 years and had a free ride. But now they're staring down the barrel of middle-age burnout. And they don't like it. They don't like it, so they turn self-righteous. And they want to make things hard on younger people. They tell them abstain from sex, say no to drugs. The rock and roll, they sold that for television commercials a long time ago. So they could buy pasta machines and Stairmasters and soybean futures. Soybean futures. They're cold, bloodless people. It's in their slogans. It's in their rhetoric. No pain, no gain. Just do it. Life is short. Play hard. Shit happens. Deal with it. Get a life. These people went from do your own thing to just say no. They went from love is all you need to whoever winds up with the most toys wins. And they went from cocaine to Rogaine. Airport airport security is a stupid idea, a waste of money, and it's only there for one reason, to make white people feel safe. That's all. The illusion, the feeling and illusion of safety. Because the authorities know they can't make an airplane completely safe. Too many people have access. You'll notice the drug smugglers don't seem to have a lot of trouble getting their little packages on board there. No, and God bless them too. As far as I'm concerned, all of this airport security, all the searches, the screenings, the cameras, the questions, it's just one more way of reducing your liberty and reminding you that they can fuck with you anytime they want. As long as you put up with it. As long as you put up with it. Which means, of course, anytime they want. Because that's what Americans do now. They're always willing to trade away a little of their freedom in exchange for the feeling, the illusion of security. What we have now is a completely neurotic population obsessed with security and safety and crime and drugs and cleanliness and hygiene and germs. There's another thing, germs. Where did this sudden fear of germs come from in this country? Have you noticed this? The media constantly running stories about all the latest infections, salmonella, E. coli, hantavirus, bird flu. And Americans they panic easily. So now everybody's running around scrubbing this and spraying that and overcooking their food and repeatedly washing their hands, trying to avoid all contact with germs. It's ridiculous, and it goes to ridiculous lengths. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table to figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. But
Now you guys hear that? You guys hear that? I mean, everything he said is the truth. It's the truth. He's not lying. Everything he says is the goddamn truth. It's the God honest truth. The late George Carlin, he said it. That is the truth. And if y'all don't like the facts like that, that's on y'all. This is what's happening today. You know what I mean? Everything he said is not everything he said without exaggeration, man. For real. Allow me to play that one more time from what he said about being in the club. That politicians in the top, not really top, not just politicians, their donors is telling us, working class and the poor. I'm gonna play that one more time so y'all can hear loud and clear.
Interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. By the way, it's the same big club they used to beach over.
Okay. Good thing I replayed it because that is a true. That is straight up factual. It's still us versus them. Come on. It's been like this around this time. It's been like this around this time ever since Ronald Reagan got elected. As a matter of fact, it's been like this way before Ronald Reagan got elected. It's been like this for the last 75 to 50 years. You know what I mean? Okay, let me think of something else. All right. Okay, bear with me. I'm trying to look for that deficit chart for the last 50 years from 1970 to today. Okay, now I'm trying to. You know what? Forget it. I'm not gonna bother myself looking for that chart. You know what I mean? Because from what I just said tonight, I'm not feeling. I'm really not feeling the people. I'm not feeling the people Joe Biden put in this cabinet. But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He put more women in this cabinet than men. But Neera Tandan is the woman I can't tolerate. But if any of y'all can tolerate her, that's on y'all. I'm not forcing y'all to be intolerant to her. You know what I mean? Because Neera Tandan is horrible. She's worse. She's worse than Republicans, even though she's friends with Republicans. I mean, they all go to each other's weddings. They used to go to each other and all that bullshit. You know what I mean? Just remember what I said and remember the clips I played, which is all facts. You know what I mean? I don't lie about anything. You know what I mean? So if I don't hear from y'all, y'all have a good night. God bless y'all.